This is our 25th annual awards banquet, and tonight we have a capacity crowd. What a credit to you, our community, our school district, our teachers, for the respect that you show by being here tonight to honor those who dedicate themselves to the profession of teaching. I'd like now to introduce Arlington City Councilman Jimmy Bennett.
Thank you, Alice. I'm very comfortable speaking in front of most groups, but this one makes me particularly nervous. I feel like I've got homework I haven't turned in. It just makes me nervous. For those of you who stood a few moments ago, the teachers, those who have been nominated, I've thought about you as being torchbearers. But for every torch that is carried on, someone lit that torch. And we've got a proclamation, I've got a proclamation tonight on behalf of the mayor and the city council that's to commemorate the ones that started this fire and from which we celebrate today. So let me read. Whereas AWARE was founded in 1989 by private citizens to encourage innovation and excellence in Arlington Independent School District classroom instruction, and whereas the foundation recognizes and rewards exceptional classroom teachers in Arlington ISD for their innovation and lasting influence in the development of their studies. And whereas the volunteer organization coordinates a formal, structured process whereby students, parents, fellow educators, and community members are able to nominate teachers for the Award of Excellence. And whereas AWARE winners are selected through an extensive process of classroom observations and interviews conducted by the AWARE Selection Committee, which consists of a cross-section of business, community, and educational leaders. And whereas since its inception, AWARE has honored more than 200 AISD teachers with cash awards exceeding $355,000. And whereas the City of Arlington recognizes volunteers and award winners as the nonprofit organization celebrates its 25th anniversary. Now therefore I, Dr. Robin N. Cluck, Mayor of the City of Arlington, Texas, and on behalf of the Arlington City Council, do hereby proclaim May 8th, 2014 as AWARE Foundation Day. Congratulations. Thank you. I get the pleasure to present this to Ms. Liz Ann Peters, a great friend of mine, I'm sure a great friend of yours, and one of the founding members, so it is my honor to present this proclamation to her.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy and Liz Ann. As Alice said, we are delighted to have the president of the University of Texas at Arlington here with us tonight. A visionary leader, accomplished scholar, and inventor, Vistas Cory took office as president in June 2013. He is a professor in the Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering and the Department of Civil Engineering. As president, he is committed to advancing UTA Arlington's national and international profile while strengthening excellence in research and teaching to ensure the success of its 38,000 students. Prior to joining UTA Arlington, President Cory was Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs at the University of Alabama in Huntsville from 2008 to 2013. And prior to that, he was professor at the University of California, San Diego from 1995 to 2008. A prolific researcher and published author, Dr. Cory is recognized as an expert in his field of engineering. During his more than 20 years in higher education, he has received numerous awards for research, teaching, and innovation. The AWARE Foundation has been very fortunate to have the support of the University of Texas at Arlington from its inception. Every banquet has been held here at UTA. During that time, the university staff has been generous with its time and resources to make the banquet a special event. And tonight, we would like to express our deep appreciation. Dr. Cory?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the University of Texas at Arlington. It's our pleasure and honor to have you celebrate 25 years of the Award Foundation and the great work that it does on our campus. 25 years of honoring our very best teachers, which also means 25 years of celebrating what our teachers have enabled. A long list of wonderful students, some of whom could very well be in this room today as teachers themselves. I think I speak for all of us at UT Arlington when I say that we are humbled to be in the presence of teachers who initiate this level of excellence, who enable children to grow to be world leaders, and for cities such as ours to actually thrive. For 25 years, the Aware Foundation has celebrated excellence. 25 years of honoring the very best teachers, those who pour their hearts and souls every single day into what they do, educating and teaching our children, deploying in them skills that will not only shape their careers, but the prosperity of Arlington, of Texas, and the nation. The University of Texas at Arlington is where it is today, poised to become one of the preeminent universities in the nation because of what you do, often unheralded every single day. The city of Arlington is booming because of your dedication. The DFW Metroplex is growing geographically and economically because of how you teach, you motivate, you nurture, and you inspire. Because of what you do every minute, every hour, and every day. Not only are you creating a learned citizenry, a pipeline ready for college or the workforce, but you are ensuring a better future for our generation and for decades to come. There is nothing more important for our future than a strong and invigorating school system, and you make that possible. We will be celebrating excellence and dedication through this evening, but I'd like to ask all teachers and their spouses and partners to please stand so that we can once more try to thank them. So can I have all teachers, spouses, and partners, because we do know that for all these teachers to be so dedicated, someone is paying the price, and that is their spouses. Thank you. Thank you, all of you, because without your selfless dedication and devotion, all of us would be unable to succeed. You make it possible for universities to excel. You make it possible for cities to thrive. You make it possible for our nation to continue to be the intellectual and driving center of the world. I recognize that we have many challenges ahead of us. With the work of dedicated and inspirational teachers such as those we are honoring today, these challenges are just minor speed bumps along the way. You have a wonderful superintendent, a wonderful school board, and most of all, wonderful teachers, all united in enabling a better future for our students and creating a strong, robust, and innovative, and yes, very relevant educational system for all our youth. From K through grade, you actually lead the region and the nation. And we will do great things because of what you inspire and you enable with your hard work. Noted historian Henry Adams said, "A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops." And how very true that is. Your influence is undeniable and limitless. Thank you for what you do for our children and for our future. Thank you again.
The work of the Aware Foundation continues to enjoy outstanding support and cooperation from the personnel of Arlington ISD, and we so appreciate that commitment to our organization. It is with great pleasure that I introduce Dr. Marcelo Cavazos, Superintendent of Arlington ISD. Dr. Cavazos began his career in education as an English teacher in the Mission Consolidated ISD in 1990. After working in McAllen, Mercedes, and the San Benito Consolidated School Districts, and for the Texas Education Agency Department of School Finance and Support, Dr. Cavazos came to Arlington in 1999 as Associate Superintendent of Instruction for this district. He was named superintendent in December of 2012. 2 points of the strategic plan for success that Dr. Cavazos has created for our district state. Number 1, effective teaching and leadership are essential for student achievement. And number 2, an engaged community is essential. AWARE is proud to provide opportunities for service and recognition in both of these areas. Please welcome Dr. Cavazos.
Anytime you mention the strategic plan, you can get just about anything out of me. So I thank you for that, for noting that. I do want to make sure that we recognize and we thank all of the families that, as Dr. Gabari said, support the teachers. What always inspires me about AWARE, and over the years, we know it as AWARE, is that W in AWARE, that Arlington will award and recognize education and excellence. That W, that will, is so telling of this community and of our district. We will make sure that students are successful. We will engage the community. We will make sure that this community is better every single day. And it's that affirmation in AWARE that started 25 years ago that still carries on today in our district, from the board to the teachers to everyone, the 8,000 employees that work in Arlington ISD. It's that affirmation that will, so that students can be successful. And I think that as we demonstrate as a school district that we can exceptionally serve 65,000 students, it's a tribute to the work that's gone before. But it's also a tribute to the teachers that represent the many teachers here tonight and your work every single day. And I know that when we hear the stories up here, this is probably the most enjoyable part, is when we hear the stories about the classroom. Because we know that in the classroom is where the difference is made. And I know personally, because one of the nominees has had my 2 kids in their class. Try not to talk to them. Don't get any stories from them, just kidding. But I know personally because I've seen the benefit of that will, that whatever it takes, the teachers will make sure students are successful. So I want to thank you tonight for doing that in our community. I also want to thank you for making sure that students are future-oriented every single day. When you set goals and expectations, and when you have a future orientation in our community, it changes lives. And so we know that as we serve 70% of our students are economically disadvantaged, we know that their current reality does not have to be their future. And their future can be so much better. And it can be so much better because they have an outstanding education. And the reason they get an outstanding education is because of the work that's done in the classrooms every single day. Because we know that education continues to be that great equalizer that not only transforms individual lives, but it transforms families, communities, a nation, and a world. And so it begins in that classroom. And so those teachers, all of you that are nominated and are recognized tonight, as you represent the very best, I thank you. Not only on behalf of your superintendent, but as a parent, as a community member, and as somebody who knows that the difference you're making every single day will make a positive impact in our world. Thank you.
I made it through the most important part, getting up here without falling, so I feel very successful already. I want to thank you tonight for your attention and for being here. My name is Jennifer Marsh. I teach at Dunn Elementary. I'm the last year's winner from pre-K through 1 category, and it's always been my passion and my dream to be a teacher. As a little girl, I was very lucky that I already knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. Some of these kids that come to our class, they don't have those dreams, and they don't know what they're going to want to be when they grow up. And I feel deep passion that that's my job, to help inspire them and to have a dream and to figure out what it is that they want to do in life and to help them get them there. I also think that our job is to come to school every day prepared, organized, be there, be present for them. That's the only way they're going to get everything they need to get out of the time with you. I know we're only there for pre-K, they're only there 3 hours, and then we switch and we have another 3 hours for another set of kids. So it's very important to me to always be there, be ready, be present. I love technology, and I have to say that part of the reason that I feel that I get to be here tonight is the use of technology and the innovation in the classrooms these days. We're very lucky, iPads, Promethean boards. The kids are exposed to so many great things, and to watch a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old come up to that board and be able to do everything they need to do to lead the class and teach the class and learn at 4 they can be a leader, that they don't have to have somebody there telling them what to do, that they can help teach the class. It helps them want to be there and want to come to school. And once we can do that for them, we've got it. Once we have them, once they want to be there and they want to learn and they want to lead, it's amazing to watch them grow. I am so lucky. We always view, some people say, well, they're only 4 or they're only 5, and they kind of use it as a negative thing. I'm like, look at them. Look at what they can do. These children, they're only 4 years old. They're only 5 years old, and look at what they can do. I think believing in kids and showing them that you can do it, and showing them passion in their dreams. And I think one of the biggest thrills of my life is when the kids, they come to school and your teacher, 4-year-olds, teacher for months, and then they finally start learning your name, Mrs. Marsh, Mrs. Marsh, Mrs. and you hear that over and over, and then something happens. They start calling you Mom. And you're like, I take that as a compliment. I'll take that. And you know that your relationship with them is growing and developing. I do have a funny story. One of my kids last year called me Grandma. And my TA, Mrs. Zuniga, she laughed herself. She had to finally leave the room because I was staring at her to just stop. And that was a thrill for her, but I got payback because this year she got called Grandma. I had to leave the room. I had to return the favor. I'm like, see, it can happen to anybody. I would not be here tonight if it wasn't for a great support team at Dunn Elementary. I have been there for the 15 years that I've been in Arlington. It's my home. Go Dragons. I will always be a Dunn Dragon at heart. I'm here because we have great leadership. Mary Helen Burnett is the one who nominated me, and I love the fact that she showed me that she believed in me, that I could do it. And anything I needed to support this, she was there for me. I also had great teammates. Some past teammates are here, Mrs. Kalaluka, Mrs. Whittington. I've had great team leaders in Diane Hickey and Dina Carter, and they've always been there to show me what dedication looked like, and I've always appreciated that. We've always had such strong team members. Also, I couldn't be here tonight, and I know I would not if I had not had the support of my great TAs. I've been so blessed to have great TAs in my life. They are the heart and soul, and they help us do what we do every day. I want to recognize just a few names. I know they're not here, but Lisa Bernard, Vicki Miller, and my TA this year, Wendy Zuniga, they have just been there every day. They learn, they help me with the kids, they do what I do, so it really does feel like there's 2 teachers there for those kids. They get everything they need. I want to stop and thank my family. They are the ones that teach you. They're your first teachers. And my family, they've taught me so much growing up. My dad, I'll try not to cry, Dale Sanders, always taught me what hard work was, that show up every day, be there. There's no reason to not be. My mom, Sue Sanders, she taught us to be kind, caring, and my most favorite thing is to be crafty. That woman, she could make anything, she could sew anything, she could cook anything, and she taught us a lot about family and to always be there to support one another. My sister, Christy, she's my best friend, always has been. She's been the one, she's my older sister, and she wanted to be a teacher, so I'm sure that's probably where I got the idea. And I always wanted to be her. That's the person I looked up to, and has always been there for me. Also, my little sister, Robin, she is actually graduating tomorrow in Oklahoma City with a nursing degree. And so we're gonna go up there and be supportive of her, that no matter how late your dreams come to you and you figured out where your path in life, never be scared to go and figure that out and reach your dreams. I just wanted to say, always look up for guidance, look back, smile, learn how to move on, always find the excitement in the present. There's so many things around us to be excited about, and dream big for yourself and help others reach and realize their dreams. Thank you.
Well, good evening. On behalf of the 2013 winners from last year, I'd actually like to ask a question to the Aware Foundation that it might be possible we get renominated so we could have a chance to drive one of those Lexuses. That would be pretty awesome. But I'm here tonight because I want to describe to you how much my life has changed because of the Aware Award of Excellence. Before I begin, I want to thank the Aware Foundation and Committee for this prestigious award, the money, and the opportunity to share it with everyone what I'm best at, and that is teaching music to children. This journey has molded and formed much of my life over this past year. My hope is that by the end, every teacher will want to go into their school every day, trying their best to change lives. I have always struggled with taking credit or being proud for what I can accomplish. But what I have realized over the last few months is that this accomplishment was not of my doing, but rather than the Lord's and so many of my friends and family. And so in this case, I can be as proud as I want to be. So please be patient with me through a lot of the thank yous. God is the only reason why I'm here today, and everything that I have accomplished has been because He has blessed me. Thank you, God, for my life. I was raised in a family of teachers, ministers, and pastors who have always shown me that the most important attribute that I could have is to help people. My mom was my high school choir director at Coppell High School from grades 9 through 12. She taught me that it's the passion and kindness that one teaches with, rather than the forcefulness. That is the key to the classroom. Thank you so much, Mom, for showing me how to be a son, musician, Christian, and teacher while still being able to do things like take me to soccer games and church activities. My dad, who has been a pastor for over 40 years, has taught me to care for people, love them, and listen to them. Thank you, Dad, for all that you've shown me my 28-year life. My sister, Emily Davis, who never once has let me down. She, the real talent as far as music goes in the family, has never forgotten her roots, no matter how big her accomplishments are. She has shown me how much I am blessed and how to be a star performer in music, how to be a child of God, and of course, how to laugh. My little sister, Bethany, who has always loved me no matter what. She has shown me how to be relaxed and not to worry so much. Her artistic demeanor, kindness, and love for life is one that should be looked up to, and I want to thank her for everything that she has taught me. My two best friends, Mike and Josh, these guys would do anything to help me, even when they live 30 miles away. They have been my best friends since freshman year at Coppell High, and our friendship has only grown since then. They have shown me that nothing separates us from being from each other, nothing. They were here last year at the awards banquet when my name was announced. Mike, Josh, and I chose to travel to the beautiful city of San Diego in July to experience the West Coast, and a trip that was not with family, church, choir, or work, but only friends, and that was a first for me. This is where much of my monetary award went to, and I got to say, I love Texas, but the weather of San Diego made me really think about the 108-degree days in August, if they're really worth it. Some of the best times were at the Gas Lamp District, hiking in La Jolla State Park, or just lying on the beach. This was the best vacation. I'm so thankful for the money because without it, I could not have done this. The reason why I'm so adamant on thanking so many of my family and friends is because they were the ones that kept me going. You see, I had something happen to me that devastated me over the last 3 years. It's because of these people and God that I made it through. And not only that, I made it through better, stronger, and more appreciative. They taught me not to focus on the negative, but rather the positive. And that is my teaching career. They also taught me that life is hard sometimes, but if you are patient, it can be better than you ever imagined. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here right now living that life. One example of that is Miranda Shue. My girlfriend, a fellow teacher as well, is the most beautiful, sweetest, and most genuine person I know. I look up to her in so many ways, and the monetary part of this award will also help in starting our life together. How amazing is it that I had not even met her when I was announced as a winner last May? How could I have known that my life would have something in it much more precious than this or any award? You see, I met her a mere 2 weeks after the Aware banquet. Thank you, Miranda, for always being there for me, loving me, and being a role model for me. Teachers, I challenge you to wake up every morning and want to make the world a better place by how you are presenting the subject area you teach. From pre-K to 11th grade trigonometry, this can be accomplished. You will not succeed every time, but like my UNT professor of music education, Dr. McClung, said, you will also not fail every time either. And the times you are able to change lives far outweigh the failures tremendously. When students enter your classroom, make them understand that your class is the best place they could be. Make them love learning so much they don't want to leave. Since students come and leave every 50 minutes to my class, this happens every day. Never be afraid to show your students how much you love your subject area. I make my goal every day to show children how amazing the subject of music really is. The passion that you teach with shows people just how awesome learning can be and how everyone should be a lifelong learner. Yelling is not meant for teaching. Now, I would be lying if I said I've never raised my voice at my students, especially the last week before winter break or the last 2 months of school. Oh goodness, those last 2 months of school. However, that is very rare. At UNT, I remember people always saying to me when we went to public schools in Denton, how and why are you being so nice to them? That has stuck with me the last 6 years, and my answer to them was simply, why would I be rude or mean? I just think about the way I would want to be taught. Also, pacing should mold any classroom. The ability to model, teach, review, and assess while having them laugh and smile along the way does not have to take an hour. It should be done quick. I have some mini lessons that may last only 3 minutes, and then we move on. When I teach, I get to the next part of the lesson without having children talk or get in trouble because I move at a supersonic speed. As adults, we need to remember that children are used to video games, TV, iPhones, and Kindles, instant gratification. So our classrooms need to model the exact same. Jeannie Pekelly Curtis nominated me in the 2010-2011 school year, and Glenn Brunk, my principal, nominated me this past year. Mrs. Curtis is one of the kindest people I've ever met and was the first to believe in the way that I teach. Mr. Brunk is one of the best leaders I've ever known, and I truly believe in his passion for learning. Thank you to both Jeannie and Glenn. Dinah Minger, the late head choir director at Arlington High, and Barbara Keaton, the music teacher and specialist at Ashworth Elementary, paved the way for my success. They both showed me the ins and outs of AISD and how to be the best that I could be. Although both are master teachers, I modeled my classrooms after Barbara's. She was able to show students elements of music such as solfege hand signs, piano playing, recorder playing, Orff mallet playing, and the learning of famous composers like Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart without ever screaming or yelling at them. At Ashworth, I was taught how to have fun with children and how to be creative, such as turning off a light in the classroom to represent the end of a Halloween song, or how to act goofy with the kids by wearing a crown and singing Good King Leopold. AISD is lucky to have had both of these teachers in its district. I leave you tonight with the same story I told in the Aware interview posted on the AISD website. Every so often, a child will leave my classroom and say to me, "Where do you find these songs, Mr. Maples?" And I say back to them, "I choose them from the textbooks provided by the state of Texas." "Oh, They say, "Can we take the textbooks home with us, Mr. Maples?" Talking usually about the adoption spotlight on music that I mainly use. And I say to them, "No, these books are for our classroom use only, but we can learn from them next time you come to my class." They say in a funny voice, "Can we pay you for them?" And I say, "No. Come on, Mr. Maples, how much do you want for them?" How great would it be if every student in AISD wanted to learn as much as our feral falcons do in music class? That is my challenge for you.
Perfect. Nailed it. All right. Well, we don't accomplish anything in this world alone. And whatever happens is a result of a whole tapestry of one's life and the weavings of individual threads from one another that create something. These words spoken by Sandra Day O'Connor exemplify my feelings so much I would swear they were my own. Receiving this award last year was one of the greatest moments of my life, but I would be remiss not to realize that this accomplishment is a product of not only myself, but the scores of people who helped me get to this position. For the past year, I, like all the other nominees and winners, have been showered with compliments and generous comments. In a profession that can sometimes seem thankless, this is a level of admiration that is feeling like no other. It's definitely one that I will never forget. For that, I give my sincere thanks to the Aware Foundation. For 25 years, you've taken time out to recognize educators, and that's a special thing. When I reflect on my 5 years of teaching, I'm ever so grateful for the nurturing administrators that not only saw fit to take a chance on a guy with an alternative certification and no real teaching experience. Their supportive nature, along with my amazing math department, molded my teaching style, them sharing the knowledge and steering me in the right direction all along, allowing my own personality, ideas, and methods to grow. Something that made last year's ceremony even better was that my mom was able to come up from Houston to be here for it. The joy that rushed through my body was just almost immobilizing, because I just know that her influence on me growing up just touches all aspects of who I am, and that spills over into the kids. Most importantly, I want to recognize the students who allow me to teach them math every day. They are the reason I love what I do. Their smiling faces, witty remarks, and boundless potential make this adventure of teaching as rewarding as anything that I can imagine. As my first year students prepare to graduate high school next month, I'm eager to witness how their individual threads that I've given them, along with everyone else in this room, helps these young adults lead the future of our society. You see, there's no way that I can accept this award on myself. It's a culmination of everyone around me, and it's for you guys to share. Thank you.
Wow, there are so many of you. But we're going to take a little bit of a different approach this evening. I'm following all these very talented young teachers, and I have the perspective of longevity in this district. So, with that, we're going to take a little journey through the AISD. In 1974, yes, 1974, I was still a young co-ed at Texas Tech. Let me stress, young, very young co-ed. A couple of Arlington administrators came to the campus to interview for teaching positions. I was interviewed by Woodrow Counts, and he offered me a job. Mr. Counts asked if I would be willing to move to Arlington because the AISD liked its teachers to live in the district. So I called my then fiance and asked, would you be willing to live in Arlington? He said, what's in Arlington? Well, there's Six Flags and UTA, and they have this new baseball team. I think it's called the Texas Rangers. And I also understand they have a pretty good school district. But most importantly, they're going to pay me $6,500 a year. So my journey with the AISD began. There have been lots of changes in the district in the last 40 years. More students, more schools. We've survived Teams, TOS, TEX, now STAR, and we've even adapted to newer technology. When I began, we were all quite amazed that we could average our grades on the newest gadget available, the TI calculator. And we enjoyed the camaraderie when we gathered at the end of each quarter to record averages in the cumulative folders by hand. Even though it's somewhat natural to resist change, with growth comes change, and we had to learn to change with the times and to keep up with the latest educational trends and the latest advances in technology. However, the apprehension of change always churns the rumor mill. And I remember when the rumor was that we were going to be given computers. You could hear the echoes of fear throughout the building. I hear we're going to have to put our grades in those things, and attendance too. Well, they're not going to make me use one of those. But as with all things new, we all adjusted. And when Al Gore invented the internet, our use of technology really took off. Now, if there's a glitch in the system, the echoes throughout the building are more like, OMG, the system is down again. I can't even check attendance. How do they expect me to teach? Over the years, Arlington has continued to grow. More students, more schools, more and more people were moving in because word was spreading that we really did have a pretty good school district. When I was still teaching 7th grade at Young several years ago, a family moved in from Chicago and their son was not doing very well in my class. The parents immediately assumed it was my fault, and I couldn't possibly know how to teach English because I was a native Texan. My principal, appropriately Billy Bob Burdett, invited them in for a conference, and with his easy Texas demeanor, he assured them that Texas was still part of the Union and that I did know what I was doing. As he escorted them out with a handshake to them and a wink to me, he said in his best Texas drawl, "Y'all come back now, you hear?" But they never did. Obviously, Arlington is no longer the small community it was when I began my career. We still have Six Flags, UTA, the Texas Rangers, which now people know about, and we've added Jerry's World. We now have 75 schools and more than 64,000 students. However, Arlington in many ways has managed to keep the small town atmosphere. The Aware Foundation is a big part of that. This foundation allowed us as a community, or allows us as a community, to celebrate good teaching and to annually take a look at what individual teachers in the school district do for our kids. To be the recipient of this award is truly a validation that the efforts that teachers go through to give kids the quality education they deserve is valued. However, the few of us that are fortunate enough to be selected to receive this award merely represent the thousands of teachers throughout this district that exceed expectations every day to teach our kids. So, why do we teach? I think we've established that it's not for the money or to stay current with the latest trends in technology or even to receive accolades. So, why do we choose this profession? We do what we do for the kids. I truly believe that teachers are born, not made. I often have people tell me that they couldn't do what I do and that I'm somewhat idealistic. But teachers understand that we make a difference, one kid at a time. We touch the future, and that's a huge responsibility and a huge honor. Reminders of why I do this job happen every day. When I see that struggling student in my class have a light bulb moment, when a recent graduate takes time away from his college break to come by simply to say hello, when I get an email from a former student that I would never expect to hear from apologizing for being a brat in my class, but thanking me for giving her the writing skills to get through law school. This is why I teach. So it seems that 40 years ago, I was right. Arlington does have a pretty good school district. I've been very proud to say that I work in the Arlington ISD. I've been very proud to say that my own daughters graduated from this district. And when someone has asked me what I do, I've been very, very proud to simply say, I teach. Thank you.
I told you, isn't that just fabulous to hear from these people? It's just delightful. Thank you all so much. Each nominee tonight is receiving a certificate of recognition for excellence in classroom instruction, and they also receive a copy of their nomination and of those letters of recommendation. A lot of times, though a teacher obviously has to agree to be nominated because we're going to be coming in their classrooms and they have to agree to that, still, it's nice to read the nice things that the nominators have to say about you and also those letters of recommendation. So we give those back to you to keep. This year, we are also happy to be able to present each nominated teacher a check in the amount of $50. We'll start with our pre-K through first grade nominees. Our first nominee is Canessa Acosta from Ashworth. Pamela Aranda from Miller. Sheila Bean from Pope. Marissa Cayado from Johns. Amy Cook from Morton. Wendy Fisher from Bergen. Jacqueline Franklin from Ramency. Kimberly Jones from Thornton. Elizabeth Justel from Atherton. Kelly Neese from Dunn Elementary. Emma Perez from Blanton. Kristen Saavedra from Pope. And Debbie Wingert from Key. Our second to fourth grade nominees, Carol Barong from Miller. Holly Daly from Hale is a nominee. She's out on maternity leave, but we want to recognize her too. Anita Foster from Butler. Melissa Garcia from Farrell. Ashley Gomez from Johns. Rafael Gomez Jr. from Johns. Sylvia Ledesma from Johns. Hetty Melton from Larson. Jeanette Reza from Martin. Carrie Sherab from Little. Jonathan Tejera from Crow. And Michelle Viskoski from Butler. Our fifth and sixth grade nominees, Susan Ashley Borton from Duff. Nancy Boyer from Little. Leah Lugo from Johns. Sagra Jordan from Miller. Marianne Watkins from Thornton. And Ruth Williams from Crow. Our junior high nominees, Michael Craig Allen from Shackelford. Kathy Baye from Young. Also nominated from Young but unable to be here tonight is Kristen Clark. Kaylee Head Young, Young Junior High. Christy Jones from Young Junior High. Amanda Murray from Gunn. Nominated from Bowles Junior High but unable to be here tonight is Kevin Paris. Marie Polzer from Young. And Hector Santiago Jr. from Bailey Junior High. Our high school nominees, Brianna Blake from Seguin High School. Jamie Cisneros from Arlington High. Michael Stringer from Martin High. And Marianne Varner from Martin High. Please congratulate all our nominees. We will now announce the AWARE Award of Excellence runners-up and winners. Making these selections, you have to know, is very difficult. The selection committee members, every year when they visit the classrooms, it's just a dilemma because they have seen such a high degree of excellence. And we always wish that we could give more awards. Now, each finalist will receive a gift of $100. The runner-up in each of these categories, and the runners-up are the ones I'm just about to announce, they will receive each will receive a check for $1,500. Each runner-up is also being presented with the AWARE Award of Excellence plaque and a letter of congratulations from Governor Rick Perry. So here is the pre-K to first grade runner-up. This extraordinary teacher leads by example. Co-workers and students find this teacher's enthusiasm and devotion to be both inspiring and motivating. This teacher simply says, "Teaching is what I love to do. It's my passion." This teacher sets two goals. One, to be an excellent teacher, and two, to instill in the students a love of learning. This professional is a teacher leader and leads students by being a living example for them of a lifelong learner. This professional leads by hosting collaboration meetings called brainstorming sessions within the grade level on campus, by attending many after-school and services, and through working with the instructional specialists within the district. This nominee is always learning so that this teacher can better teach. Administrators say, this teacher encourages students with almost every breath. Teaching is indeed this professional's passion and very life. So please help us honor this outstanding AWARE runner-up. The pre-K to first grade runner-up is Amy Cook from Morton ESL Kindergarten. The second to fourth grade runner-up. This exemplary professional has a unique way of using her own life experiences to instill the values that we want to promote in our children. This special teacher incorporates sign language into regular instruction by teaching the students simple phrases or songs in sign. A parent stated, "My third grader loves sharing various signing phrases with us at the dinner table. More importantly, the use of sign language promotes values of tolerance and respect." Whether through the soft classical music playing in the background of this teacher's classroom, or the fact that this teacher is always ready with a smile, a hug, or just an attitude of positivity, this teacher has found wonderful ways to soothe and calm the active minds of third graders. Those are values we could all benefit from. Those are values that great teachers instill in their students. So please join us in honoring this fine AISD professional in the 2nd to 4th grade category. The runner-up is Hetty Melton from Larson Elementary. The 5th to 6th grade runner-up. This teacher exemplifies the qualities of an outstanding AISD teacher because she knows her materials and she knows her students. She understands the changing nature of education and constantly strives to help her students build the skills and the connections that they will need in their future endeavors. This teacher has a classroom where children feel safe and they are excited about learning. The students' lives are touched in a miraculous way by their teacher's smile and encouraging words. An important impact has been made immediately. The principal at this school recognizes that this teacher has the art and science of teaching intact, and once entering this classroom, you don't want to leave. Colleagues see that a set of objectives aren't just taught, but students are taught by empowering them with the tools of language and thinking. A former student who is now in high school said, "This teacher found a way to connect with us. Old strategies were taught in a new way that seemed more advanced and grown up. We were encouraged to dig a little deeper. We sensed our teacher's dedication to us and to our learning." So please help us honor this outstanding finalist and runner-up, Susan Ashley Borton, 6th grade teacher at Duff Elementary. The junior high runner-up. This teacher identifies and develops the abilities of the individual student. Energy, patience, and drive play equal parts in the process of instruction. Students know that their teacher is vitally interested in their entire lives. They know that they are loved and appreciated, and they feel that bond as well. A co-worker said, "This teacher is highly self-motivated, self-confident, and has extremely high integrity, values, and standards. Students are the first priority." The innovative teaching and creativity in this classroom is unmatched. New projects are taken on to keep them excited. Teachers have the responsibility to influence their students in a positive way, and this teacher is a true professional, the kind of teacher that everyone wants their child to have. While some teachers are rigid in separating a teen's personal life from school life, this teacher shows that she is caring and shows an interest in activities beyond the world of the curriculum. It's difficult to tell which this teacher loves more, her passion for music or her love of teaching. One mother said, "My son's life has been changed. His teacher sees something in him that no one else has ever seen." Please welcome to the stage this year's runner-up in the junior high category, Christy Jones, young junior high choir teacher. The high school runner-up, This teacher has a contagious passion that drives students to wonder, question, create, inquire, and learn. A safe classroom environment is provided for participation and creates a climate and culture that doesn't give students any other option except to participate, and they have fun doing it. The students are hooked by relating the content to the world. In the Nomnees statement, the educator says, "An excellent teacher realizes that young people are impacted by teachers, good or bad, every single day. And an excellent teacher strives to lead young people to recognize their value, to become community leaders, and to become self-sufficient adults." One AISD instructional specialist called this professional a master teacher who works tirelessly to benefit students, a well-prepared and engaging educator who is willing to share strategies with others, one of the very best our district has to offer. This teacher shows support to students by involving their parents in their academic development, attending extracurricular school functions, and showing support for their aspirations. The Aware Foundation is pleased to honor the educational excellence of this year's high school runner-up, Brianna Blake from Seguin High School. The winners. The winners of the 2013 and 2014 Aware Award of Excellence in Teaching will each receive a check for $3,000. There's no strings attached. You can go to San Diego if you want to, lie on the beach, or you can pay for your daughter's wedding, or whatever you want to do. It's just a reward. It's an award. The winners also receive a crystal plaque award inscribed with his or her name and a letter of congratulations from Governor Rick Perry, and then the school of each winning teacher will receive a plaque with the winning teacher's name. And in addition, we have a plaque at Central Office. You may have seen it. Every winner's name is posted on that plaque. It's there in the lobby of the administration building. So the pre-K to first grade winner. Dedicated, fun, nurturing, knowledgeable, respectful, helpful, conscientious, effective, creative. Those are some of the words to describe this teacher. When one enters this teacher's classroom, they enter a zone of moving, learning, expressing, and stretching. This professional makes the classroom one in which all students feel safe and welcome. This teacher's energy and enthusiasm radiate as the students are led through appropriate lessons and activities. The students are engaged and excited and happy about learning, whether it is in stations or a classroom circus or a community helper parade. This teacher takes the time to get to know each student as an individual by talking and playing with them. This professional embraces all students and incorporates all students into the classroom, both the students without learning challenges and those students who do face learning challenges, including students who are deaf. This teacher believes that an excellent teacher sees what a student is capable of instead of focusing on their weaknesses. The students are encouraged to ask why by this educator. This teacher states, an excellent teacher is always learning from fellow teachers, professional training, and most of all, from the students themselves. If we echoed the words of her students, we would be shouting with joy for this teacher, "Yay, pre-K!" It is so hard to do these without giving this away. This teacher cheers for and with her students, and I am certain they would echo that sentiment tonight. We are so pleased to acknowledge the educational excellence of this pre-K teacher, Pamela Aranda from Miller Elementary. the 2nd to 4th grade winner. One of this winner's nominators said, "This professional is among the best of the best." This teacher instills the ideal of family within the classroom to have the students work together and help one another. It is said that this teacher's classroom is truly a community of learners where expectations are high for all of the kids. The students say, "We love our teacher because this teacher never gives up on us." This teacher says, "My basic teaching philosophy includes being respectful, providing real-world examples and problems, and encouraging and empowering our students to communicate effectively in order to reach their goals." As this educator's students move to higher grade levels, they return to this classroom for acknowledgement of their progress because they know this professional expects the best from them. This teacher uses multiple opportunities to allow them to show me what you know. Join us in honoring the winner of this prestigious award, Sylvia Ledesma, 4th grade bilingual teacher from Elementary. The 5th to 6th grade winner. This teacher makes a difference every day. When walking into this professional's classroom, you will feel the warmth of new knowledge and the excitement of new learning. This teacher creates numerous opportunities for students to grow and develop into young leaders. The students within this classroom are paired with kindergarten students. Now remember, this is 5th to 6th. These kids are paired with kindergarten students and then they become book buddies. They read with each other periodically. They participate in activities all year. Students take on leadership roles as they build confidence and strengthen their social skills while they practice their reading. This professional creates a win-win situation for the students on both levels. This teacher truly believes in the students, their curiosity, their ingenuity, and their imaginations. This educator finds value in each child that enters this classroom where learning is never stale. This teacher does more than teach reading. This teacher helps them discover reading so that they will become lifelong readers. This teacher's gift is to bring out the hidden reader inside every child. Please welcome our 5th and 6th grade winner, Nancy Boyer, 6th grade reading teacher from Little Elementary. The junior high winner. This year's winner in the junior high category is a dynamic teacher and a natural leader, according to the principal. The principal goes on to say that upon entering this classroom, one is immediately aware of the mutual respect and the abundant interaction between teacher and students. Students are taught to think, and they are exposed to a larger world than they may have yet encountered. They are encouraged to be open-minded about people and ideas. This teacher affirms and models acceptance of all students and is able to form relationships with students that are hard to reach and connects with these students and then inspires them. This teacher says, "I get to spend 8 hours or more with some of the greatest minds the world will soon know. I get to watch them go out and change the world. I want my students to have a journey not of just survival, but of abundant living. I work to follow in the footsteps of a teacher who chose to be a servant first. He washed his students' feet, and I try my best to figuratively wash the feet of my students each and every day." The Aware Foundation is pleased to honor the excellence of this professional junior high teacher, Hector Santiago Jr. Victor is an 8th grade U.S. history teacher at Bellevue Junior High. Our high school winner. A colleague of this year's Aware winner says, "This teacher is one of the finest that I have worked with in my 31 years of teaching. I have so much respect for the teaching ability, but most of all, I have respect for the person. This professional is positive, supportive, and creative, and always leaves you smiling. Whether in the classroom or outside the classroom, the students love and respect this teacher. This educator can magically motivate students of all personalities, backgrounds, and talent levels. Students are pushed to do their very best and beyond what they ever thought they could do. Students feel that they are valued as human beings and that they are important. They never want to disappoint, but they know that if they do, their teacher is still their biggest supporter. While observing in the classroom, you will see a master teacher, so knowledgeable of the subject area. This teacher has the gift of knowing how to transfer that knowledge to students and produce beautiful sounds. The winner of many personal awards and honors, this teacher still feels that the success of his students is the most important honor. It is my pleasure to introduce our high school Aware winner of excellence, Michael Stringer, the Martin Orchestra. Congratulations to all our runners-up and our winners. We are so proud of you all, and I know that every year when I'm reading these descriptions, sometimes maybe it seems a bit repetitious, but you know, excellence is there. I mean, how many times can you say how absolutely wonderful these people are? And so we're just delighted to be able to do this. And I want to remind you that we have another banquet next year. It's on May the 5th. Please put that on your calendars. Please remember to nominate a teacher, and please donate to the Aware Foundation and plan to be here to help support these wonderful, wonderful teachers. Thank you and good night.
Were you aware of the Aware Foundation? Actually, I was nominated, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. I was very nervous then, and when they came in, I was like doing calendar and stuff, and so I got a taste of it then, and I went to the banquet then, but I didn't make it as a finalist. This time, I was so nervous about doing it again that I said, "Why me?" And it ended up being the best experience. The people that came to observe me were so friendly. They left me sweet little notes. They joined in. I had some of them singing with the children. They were playing games with the children. It was a great time.
So you had a good time and you have good feelings about the Aware Foundation.
I do. I love them, and I wish everyone the best of luck next year.
Yes, I do. I do believe winning the Aware Award is kind of like the Academy Award for teachers. I'm just really grateful to them that they're able to acknowledge not everyone can be Teacher of the Year. You know, every school picks their own Teacher of the Year. And this whole process, it's a strenuous process. They do look for the best of the best. And they reward the best of the best. And that's really nice. That acknowledgement from former teachers, from the collaboration of the people that come and visit you, but in the monetary aspect, I mean, that's fantastic. As you know, some of us teachers, we pay for a lot of the stuff in our rooms. We get a small budget at the beginning of the year, but most of it is out-of-pocket expense for us. So it's really nice that they recognize that and they want to reward you not only with the accolades, but with monetary compensation. I wish more people would be nominated, specifically in the elementary area. I know of a lot of hardworking teachers that deserve at least a nomination, and most that deserve an award.
I want to say thank you to the Aware Foundation. They put a stamp on what I've always felt and believed in, that I'm doing the right thing in my life and that I'm making a difference, and I am helping young people make choices for a lifetime. So thank you, Aware.
Best thing that I love about Aware is that it is built up to love and encourage teachers. That's what it's for. Recognize academics and education through teachers, and that's the best thing about them, is that it was honest. And the interviews with the teachers who come into your classroom, with the people who donate, is they want to love on some teachers because they love their kids. And that's the best thing about Aware.
The Aware Foundation is an amazing organization, full of people that care, full of people that appreciate teachers in our classroom environment and love students and want to see them serviced well. Arlington is so lucky that we have a foundation that will support us like that. Money aside, just the recognition that they give teachers across our district just makes all the difference to every teacher. I think just being nominated for that award is the most rewarding experience I've had in my teaching career. The folks that came in to watch your classroom, even though they stay and you know they're watching you teach, just their notes and cards and everything that they wrote about the teaching process was just so amazing. And it's so, teachers need that feedback every now and then, and especially from our community. And just to know that those people appreciate great teaching going on, that was so amazing and rewarding at the same time.
edit that out.
You're driving me crazy. Can I say bring your kids to Miller?
I know I get wordy on these things. I was like, Jill, you think I should rehearse some of the stuff? She goes, Hector, try to just go. They have editors. Just go with it. They'll edit whatever they want.
No, that wasn't too hard. That wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Not graded nearly as much as I thought it was going to be.
You are so bad. You're gonna make me look. Cut.
Does that work?